Hey there, hockey fans! What's going on in the world of pucks and sticks? Before we dive into today's explosive news, I just want to take a moment to appreciate this incredible community we're building here. The channel has been growing like crazy, and it's all thanks to you wonderful people who tune in day after day. You know, I was going through the highlights from last night's games this morning, and I couldn't help but think about how unpredictable this sport truly is. 1 minute you're celebrating a 3-goal lead, the next you're wondering how your team managed to blow it all in the third period. That's the beauty of hockey, isn't it? Speaking of unpredictable, if you enjoy getting the inside scoop before anyone else, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. I promise you won't want to miss what's coming up in the next few weeks. Alright, let's get into today's massive breaking news. In what can only be described as seismic developments within the Vancouver Canucks organization, multiple reliable sources have confirmed that 2 cornerstone players are on their way out. This breaking news has sent shockwaves throughout the hockey world as the team appears headed for a significant restructuring. At the center of this developing storm is star goaltender Thatcher Demko, whose future with the Canucks now hangs in the balance. Eligible for a contract extension after July 1st, Demko's camp and the Canucks management have reportedly reached an impasse in preliminary discussions. The 28-year-old American netminder, who currently earns $5 million annually, is understandably seeking a substantial raise after his stellar performance last season, which saw him named an All-Star and finished second in Vezina Trophy voting. However, the organization appears hesitant to commit long-term to a player who has struggled with durability. Demko has unfortunately been sidelined for the remainder of this season due to injury concerns, marking yet another stint on the injured reserve list. This pattern has clearly made Vancouver's front office wary about investing significant capital in the talented but injury-prone goaltender. In what appears to be preparation for Demko's potential departure, the Canucks have already secured Kevin Lankinen to a 3-year deal worth $4.5 million annually. This move suggests the organization is creating a backup plan should they decide to move on from their current number 1. In another stunning development, Vancouver's highly touted first-round draft pick Tom Willander appears to be at odds with the organization regarding his entry contract. According to insider Rick Dhaliwal, the Canucks have yet to secure Willander's services, despite his season at Boston University having concluded. This delay is particularly concerning given the market trend of NCAA players signing contracts immediately after their collegiate seasons end. The unusual holdup has sparked speculation that Willander might be hesitant to commit to Vancouver, potentially forcing the team's hand into an unfavorable trade situation. Dhaliwal has promised further details about the negotiations later today, but the silence thus far speaks volumes. For a rebuilding team like the Canucks, losing a blue-chip prospect before he ever dons the team's jersey would be nothing short of disastrous. With free agency looking particularly thin for centers this summer, multiple sources indicate the Canucks are actively exploring trade options to strengthen their forward ranks. Demko's name has reportedly surfaced in these discussions, with the organization potentially viewing him as their most valuable trade chip. A deal involving Demko could potentially yield the second-line center the team desperately needs, addressing a critical gap in their lineup. However, such a move would represent a significant gamble, banking on Lankinen's ability to replicate his solid performance from this season on a consistent basis. Adding to the organizational turmoil, head coach Rick Tocchet's future with the team remains uncertain. With only a team option in place, the Canucks are reportedly giving Tocchet time to assess his next steps, creating yet another variable in an already complex situation. Tocchet's recent public criticism of star forward Elias Pettersson raised eyebrows throughout the league, suggesting potential friction within the locker room. Whether this dynamic plays a role in the organization's personnel decisions remains to be seen, but it certainly adds another layer of intrigue to the developing drama. The potential availability of both Demko and Willander has already generated significant interest across the NHL. Teams like the Edmonton Oilers, desperate for goaltending stability, and the Montreal Canadiens, seeking to accelerate their rebuild with young defensive talent, are reportedly monitoring the situation closely. For the Canucks, these decisions represent a critical juncture in their organizational trajectory. The choices made in the coming months will likely define whether Vancouver can emerge as a contender in the Pacific Division or faces a more extended rebuilding process. General Manager Patrik Allvin faces immense pressure to navigate these turbulent waters successfully. His handling of these delicate negotiations and potential trades will be scrutinized by a passionate fan base growing increasingly restless with the team's playoff drought. As July 1st approaches, the Vancouver Canucks find themselves at a crossroads. The decisions made regarding Demko, Willander, and the team's overall direction will have far-reaching implications for years to come. With the draft and free agency looming, the next few months promise to be among the most consequential in recent franchise history. For Canucks fans, the uncertainty brings both anxiety and anticipation as they await the next chapter in the team's storied history. What we're witnessing here, folks, is potentially the most pivotal offseason in Canucks history. As someone who's covered this team for years, I can tell you the tension around Rogers Arena is palpable. This isn't just about hockey moves. It's about the identity and future of a franchise that means everything to the passionate fans of British Columbia. So what do you think, Hockey Nation? Is Vancouver making a catastrophic mistake by potentially letting Demko walk? Or is this the bold reset the organization needs? And what about young Willander? Should fans be concerned that he hasn't signed yet? Or is this just standard negotiation tactics? I want to hear your thoughts on this bombshell situation developing in Vancouver. Drop your opinions in the comments below. Let's get a real discussion going about the future of the Canucks. And if you enjoyed this exclusive breaking news, smash that like button and share this video with every hockey fan you know. The off-season drama is just beginning, and I promise we'll be here covering every twist and turn along the way. Until next time, this is your Hockey Insider signing off. Keep your sticks on the ice and your notifications turned on.